chart, I think the worst is over. This is spot and leverage driven. So that's the technical target of this pattern. So this is like a $1 million trade. I will show you today multiple reasons why I'm going all in on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is moving again to the upside. The whole market is in an upswing, and we need to position ourselves now accordingly at the right moment. And I'm going to show you where the best place is to be right now. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in here again. We're starting off today with the USDT dominance, because the dominance we did not look for quite a while, added actually, went here way above this resistance level that we had pointed out quite a while ago. It went here all the way up to almost 6%, 5.9%. And you see here was a level that I had marked out in the past as resistance, and this was now the exact level that the USDT dominance was testing again and got massively rejected from that. Remember also, I told you if we break here above that resistance area, $52,000 becomes a possibility, and it actually happened that we went exactly to this level. Now we are coming back down into this resistance area. Technically it is now support, but I believe that this is not going to hold. And over time, slowly, we are going to see continuation to the downside. The first stop would be more or less the 5% level. At that point, Bitcoin should be around $64,000. Once we drop lower than that, we can talk about other levels. This should be like 67, 68, 70, 72, and then we go all the way into a new all-time high by breaking. See, there's also not a lot of room in between them, and that's why it makes also a lot of sense. And then down here would be 72. So these are the next levels on the USDT dominance that I'm watching. So but this is not one of the reasons why I'm going all in on Bitcoin. So it has a small, I factored it in a little bit because I saw here this harsh rejection. But another reason, and an actual reason, are the ETF inflows. Yesterday, $216 million. The day before, almost $300 million in ETF inflows and net inflows. And that is a really, really big number. These are big inflows. Look, these are the two biggest inflows that we had in a really long time. And this makes me really, really bullish. And exactly for that reason, I have now loaded a new exchange account here on ZOOMEX. I have loaded up this account with $100,000, and I'm ready to buy here at the level of $58,000. I'm going to show you on the Bitcoin chart why I have picked this exact level and why I believe that Bitcoin is going to reach it. So you see here, I have my limit order open. $58,000 is the price where it will get executed. Take profit at $64,000. Also, I'm going to show you the reason why I picked this exact target. So now on our Bitcoin correction chart, I think the worst is over. We hit a low of minus 27.69% from the top. Now here we have broken above the downward sloping trend line, which is already a good indicator that we are going back to the upside. Here the final nail in the coffin for continuation will be a break of $61,000. That will also flip here the MDX ALGO indicator back into the green, that red ribbon, and then we're going to see continuation to the upside. That is right now the biggest resistance for Bitcoin to overcome. Is this actually a supported move? That is the next question that you should ask yourself. Is this just leverage driven? Is this spot driven? If it's spot driven, is it a sustainable move? And only then it would become another reason why we want to position ourselves here for the next leg to the upside. So I can tell you this is spot and leverage driven. How do I know that? Because when I look here at the cumulative volume delta for spot, you see spot is gradually going up with the price and leverage is doing the same. So when they're in sync, then you know, okay, spot and leverage together are going to the upside. So these are longs that are building up here. And what you see here on the open interest is partially taking profit and partially shorts getting closed. And that's why you see here the open interest going a little bit down. So, but overall, everything is here in sync and is pointing to continuation to the upside. Here on the 4-hourly chart, you can see that our W pattern is playing out as expected. You would be normally already in this trade from $58,400 approximately. That's the level that I've given you. So it would be now like $12 underwater. It's not even worth talking and mentioning it. But here you see the W formation has played out. When we're looking at the neckline of the W formation, then you can clearly see right now that this is the level that we are retesting in terms of price. So let me just zoom in here a little bit. So here you see that with that current red candle bouncing off that neckline of the W pattern. Now that is a bullish indication. Of course, we need confirmation with the candle close in the next 1 hour and 40 minutes. But once that candle is closed, you have your confirmation. And if you're not in this trade yet, that would be a good level to get in here. And then don't forget that the technical target of this pattern is here all the way up to $64,575. So that is the approximate target. That is also a small supply zone here to the upside. Hence why I picked this as a target in alignment with the W pattern and the supply zone that we have up there. When we are going then to the 50 minutes chart, here we have also a lot of things in alignment pointing to the fact that we are ready to continue to go higher here. And now let me explain the reason why I picked $58,000 as a level to get my trade executed. The daily open from today is around the $58,000 level, and I believe that we will come back down here to test it, because for the whole day, as far as I can see, yeah, so since we broke back above the daily open here, we did not come back again on the lower time frames to test it. So I believe there will be one quick move here down and then back up. So and on that move down here, I want to get wicked into my trade that I have on ZOOMEX. Again, guys, the link for that is in the description below if you want to take this trade with me together. And you get also up to $45,000 worth of bonuses for signing up on ZOOMEX. Now, the indicators are also telling us a really clear story here. Stochastic RSI is oversold, giving already a buy signal to continue to go back to the upside. RSI pointing to the upside, and also MACD about to turn around, printing lighter red candles, which is an indication that also here momentum is shifting back to the upside. The sell tag, I would kind of ignore that for now, because we had here also some misfires. You know, that can happen a lot on lower time frames. On higher time frames, I would be a little bit more wary about that when I get a sell tag on the Chandelier exit indicator, but not on a 15-minute time frame, unless you're scalping, you know. So then, of course, you know, if you trade with 50x leverage, it's a totally different story. On the 4-hourly chart, the liquidation levels here, remember I told you $59,000 might be a potential resistance level. That's from where we got rejected for now. Once we are coming back up here, I believe that we are getting through that and going to try to move above $60,000. You also see here there is some over leverage liquidity, some low leverage liquidity sitting here based on these levels, but also below us all the way down to like $56,500. I could imagine that we see here one more turnaround, just a fake out, come back up, and then we are off to the races. So, but as long as we are holding here the EMA ribbon and the 50 moving average, I'm not so concerned about that we come back down here. So as long as we are above that, we are fine. So the 50 moving average is here around $58,000. Again, another reason why I believe that we are coming back down, and I will get wicked into my position here. And the highest string on the EMA ribbon is at $58,360. Hence why we get supported from this level currently. So now you're already $100 in profit on the trade that I've given. Now liquidation levels. Here there is the hottest area that is acting as the biggest magnet right now for Bitcoin is the $65,000 level. There is no doubt in my mind that over the next, let it be 6 to 10 days, that we will come up and test that level. So here is also a lot of sell orders stacked. So we definitely will face resistance there and should be ready to see a pullback into the 64, 63, maybe even a high $62,000 level once we are reaching that. But until then, we can take advantage of the move to the upside. And that is also another reason, again, why I placed a limit order on ZOOMEX, and a quite big one. So this is like a $1 million trade in anticipation that we are moving up here to that $64,000, $65,000 level. And again, guys, if you don't want to trade right now and you rather watch football, then you can still take part here in the Crypto Cup from BYBIT absolutely for free, as far as I know. You can win tickets to the European final from the UEFA Cup in Austria. The only thing that you need to know is just predict which games are winning or losing. So basically which club is or which country is winning or losing. And the more you get right, the more chances you stand to actually go to Austria and watch the end game. And of course, there's a $500,000 prize pool in USDT. So also for that, if you want to take part of that, the link is in the description. And now here, my final reason why I want to go all in right now on Bitcoin on that next smaller pullback is that we have broken above the support line on the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, which would confirm that the spring is completed and that we are going now into the last point of support here in that area, back to like $60,000, and from there get then the next bigger jump to the upside. So here we need the daily close above $58,300 to confirm that. If we're not getting it today, I'm not worried about it. Potentially we are getting it then tomorrow. So if it's not happening today, don't worry. Most likely it's going to happen then by tomorrow. On the 1 hourly chart, I want to give you another reason why I'm looking at the $58,000 level, and that is when I pull from the current high that we have created today to the latest low here, to the prior low, the Fibonacci retracement levels, then you see that the 0.5 is lining up with $58,390, and the golden ratio is lining up with 58,134 to 58,065. But you see here also on the 0.5 level, we went a little bit lower than that and then came back up now. So, and I expect when we come here to the golden ratio, something similar. We go a little bit lower than that, come back up, and then continue to go to the upside. Hence why I have my orders there. So if you want also to trade accordingly, what you could do is you could split your orders. So you could have orders here, then 50% of your orders here, there are 25 on the first one, and here another 25, just to make sure that you get wicked in if we get to one of these levels. And if we don't reach one of these levels and we continue higher, then you need to place these orders a little bit higher than the Fibonacci retracements. But right now I'm trading according to these levels. If I miss out, it's fine. Then I will open that trade just, $300 higher from current prices once we are breaking this downward sloping trend line here. Also, we have broken on the 1 hourly chart this bullish pennant here to the upside. So, and just to show you the target of that bullish pennant, here that bullish pennant target, $63,200 from the point where we broke out. So here comes again a small problem that I have with that. We kind of broke out time-wise okay, but a better moment to break out would have been kind of here, like 2-3 candles later, actually 5-6 candles, yeah, a lot of candles later. So this is like 3, 4, 7, 8 candles later. So here would have been the sweet spot. Now, if we can hold the golden ratio here as support and bounce from there back to the upside, or even the 0.5 level, that's fine. You know, then as long as we get continuation, that's fine. But if we get closer here again into the pennant, then most likely we will see one more move to the downside to like the $56,000 region here. There we gonna get a fake out, come back up, and continue to go to the upside. Now on the 12-hourly charts, you see here again on the higher time frames, the retracement levels. There is still the $65,000 golden ratio as the biggest resistance, and on the way up also the $2,788 level. We need to break here and hold above $58,438 to confirm that break of that resistance. Once that is done, nothing should stand in our way to move to $61,000. One of the reasons why I believe that we're actually going there is that we have here on the 12-hourly time frame, on the daily time frame, a bullish divergence still here on the charts. So here lower lows along this line, but here higher lows on the RSI. This bullish divergence has not fully played out yet. So it will be confirmed when we hit the $61,000 level up here, but this was not the case yet. And the RSI at the same time, just to give you an understanding where you should get in if you are not in yet, here, this is the level where that is the latest point where I would get into a position when we are breaking above that line here on the RSI. So if you see the RSI peaking above it, price will also go a little bit higher. That is the latest moment where you can get in to catch this trade to $65,000. So yeah, keep an eye on that. So here on weeks, of course, all my positions are heavily up. I'm not locked in right now. Again, if you want to trade on weeks where I have right now over $40,000 worth of profit, a link is in the description below, guys. Go and check this out. So now on the daily chart, also here we are following still the fractal from the last bigger breakout here into the new all-time high. So we are really following here to the T that fractal right now. We are like a day behind, maybe 36 hours behind, but that's absolutely fine because overall we are following it. So you see here by tomorrow we should get a jump to like $60,000 and then go a little bit sideways and consolidate before we get the next leg here by early next week into $65,000. Weekly chart, no, we don't need to talk about this here. Bitcoin dominance, that is the next thing that I wanted to talk about. So Bitcoin dominance is, as expected, moving a little bit to the upside. I had mentioned that yesterday that I would like to see the dominance going a little bit up when the Bitcoin price goes up, just because it's more healthy if we see here kind of like a zigzag movement and then get a bigger move to the downside once again here. So this should be happening at some point tomorrow, after tomorrow. We should see another nice leg to the downside, and that of course will then also be really healthy for our altcoin positions. Now, the fear and greed index is another reason why I'm overall bullish right now, and also opened some altcoin positions. I'm going to show them to you in a moment, guys. The fear and greed index is across the crypto market at 28. That is really low, and that makes me to take on more risk in the current environment. Also, the RSI heat map, still a lot of coins here are in oversold territory. The RSI is getting a little bit more bullish here. We are close to 40% right now, but it's not too late to get positioned here. So these are actually good levels to open some positions with a little bit more confidence than when everything is super oversold and the RSI is at like 20, you know. So for example, one position that I opened, so I was trading earlier already, FDM. So you see, I went, where did I open this FDM position? I sold there, I bought here. So I bought here 2 days ago and opened that position. You see, it was kind of like chopping around sideways, you know, but I was confident that we will go up close to 50 cents. Or let me put it this way, I got stopped out here at 47. Yeah, so it was this candle here. So at 47.6, that's where I got kicked out. Now I have a new position here on FDM, as you can see here. Take profit at 52 cents 45, but my entry is at 46 cents. So if we come back down to this support level, where we're most likely going to get supported, then it will wick me in, and then I expect that we move higher. You also see this here on the FDM chart. So again, this green, this entry level here, 46 cents, was the original entry that I had given for this trade setup. So if we come back here to 46 cents, I'm gonna get wigged in here once again into this trade, and then I watch the trade, how we are behaving when we're getting into this downward sloping trend line, and like 52.45 cents. That's why I have for now my take profit set there. But of course, if I see that FDM goes crazy on lower time frames, and then we are doing candles like this, on the way up, I'm going to remove my take profit and gonna move it directly to 60 cents. If you're now in this position, so you are up, what is it, 3%, 4% right now, don't worry about it. Stay in your position. So I like to intraday trade my positions a little bit to maximize the profit. But if you don't know how to do that, don't do it. Just leave the setup as it is. And wait that we hit here 60 cents, because overall we have formed here like a rounding bottom. Another reason why I'm not really concerned that this is moving heavily against us here in the short term. Also indicators are still super bullish here on the daily. Stochastic going to the upside, MACD about to print a buy signal, RSI going to the upside with a, is this a bullish divergence? Yes, so here also on the daily bullish divergence on the RSI for FDM. That bullish divergence will also only be confirmed when we are breaking the 52 cent level. And also here you can draw in a horizontal line. See, the RSI is already scratching on that level. Once it pops its head a little bit above it, just a little bit more, then this becomes your final entry. Also, me personally, I'm gonna cancel my order and enter there if we are going here just a little bit higher. Above 40%, you know. So if the RSI goes above 40%, I'm gonna cancel my order and market buy. And again, guys, all these altcoin trades are I'm taking them on BYBIT. You also still get on BYBIT a $30,000 bonus with the link down below in the description. That is the platform, the best platform for me, where I'm trading all my altcoins. Now, Theta actually ran away. I had a nice setup for Theta. I was hoping that here, actually, is this what we did? No. So actually, I was expecting that this bull flag here on the lower time frames will move a little bit lower, and we will get here to the Fibonacci retracement level of 0.5 or the golden ratio, like $1.36, $1.35, which is just 2% to the downside. I was thinking we were going to reach that, but now Theta decided to go directly higher, and here we broke already the neckline for that W pattern. So if you look here, that is what we are going to expect from Bitcoin and other altcoins that have the same pattern right now. So you would be not too late to enter this trade. I just want to see where the technical target for this is. Let's be conservative. Again, would be not too late to trade this, because this is a big trade. So $1.57. So that should be roughly from current prices more than 10%. Yes. So here is still a 12% move to the upside that you can take advantage of. The RSI is quite high. The stochastic is about to give another buy signal, but the MACD just starts to be super, super bullish. So there is still fuel in the tank left to move higher here once we are breaking above $1.41. So if you want to enter this, just be aware that at $1.45 and 6, there is some resistance. So you should maybe take some profit there, or at least when we're touching this level, move your stop loss to your entry level so that your trade becomes risk-free. So if it turns against you, it's fine. If we go higher, it's also fine. You make more profit. So just be a little bit careful here. And guys, also, if you are looking to get some free money, guys, that you can trade with because you don't have any capital, then go to Prime XBT, sign up there, deposit $100, and tomorrow I gonna choose a winner for actually 2 winners. A total of $1,000 will be given to you guys. The only thing that you need to do is have an account on Prime XBT, have deposit $100, and of course be a subscriber of the channel. That's all what you need to do. I will give away again free money tomorrow, guys. So here's your chance. If you want free money, sign up, $100, be subscribed, done deal. And then I'm going to show you tomorrow here on the show the winners. Now, Ethereum is also now finally moving to the upside. Our trade setup is now roughly 2% in a profit. Also here, we have a bullish divergence on the 12-hourly chart. That bullish divergence will be confirmed once we are breaking here above $3,155. So we need here another 1.5% move to the upside. Again, also here you have a line. Once we are moving above 52.5% on the RSI, that will be your confirmation for the bullish divergence playing out here. And that's where, again, your last chance to get into this trade to $4,000. Of course, there you could also here around the golden ratio enter. If you really want to wait here, that would be the last chance for you to get in, to have a really solid entry in the direction of $4,000. But if you can get in lower and make more profit on the way to the upside, why should you not do it? So hence why I recommend you to get a position once we're moving above the 52.5 level on Ethereum. Then Rune is behaving still like Bitcoin. Also here we broke the neckline now. The upside target is $4.06. That hasn't changed, actually a little bit lower, $4.03.3. That is the level to watch, but the overall trade should give us here the $4.10 level as the final target, because here is a lot of resistance up there, and just above that is also a supply zone. So it makes it more logical for me that we are going to see a move into in direction of that supply zone and not stopping at $4.03. Now on the higher time frames, indicators are also just gearing up for a bigger move here. The MACD just got bullish. Stochastic still has 30% to hit here 100%, and the RSI did not even cross above 50%. So there's still a lot more momentum potentially in Rune to go here to the upside. And guys, that's it for today's update. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.